Peter, how many signatures do you think you've got altogether?
Signatures? I mean, I don't know how many, because a lot of them have been collected by volunteers that haven't actually turned them into us, so we don't really know how many they have. A number of the volunteers have turned in their signatures. We've also collected quite a few signatures from our campaign. And, we've had some other people who have helped us, professionals, gatherers. So altogether, I think we have at least 12,000. We might even have more. So I think we have more than enough. And, if I had more time, I'd have even more signatures. There are plenty of people in this state that want me on that ballot. And it would be a shame if they didn't have an opportunity to vote for me.
And your people in the campaign are certain that there's no issue with regard to out-of-staters collecting?
Absolutely. I mean, the rules state that, out-of-staters, can help. I mean, professional circulators, professional petitioners can help. You just need to have somebody who is a registered Republican in the state working with that individual. And that's what we did. We had teams of people throughout the state. We could have done it all with pure volunteers, but we just didn't have the time. And it's such a difficult obstacle. It's almost like the state designed the system to fail. They didn't want anybody to be able to collect all these signatures, so we have to try to do whatever we can within the rules to try to succeed in a system that's really rigged to fail. And I think despite all the obstacles that have been put in my path, I think we've been able to overcome them, and I think my name is going to be on the ballot. And certainly it doesn't serve the citizens of Connecticut not to be able to vote for me. I've been in this race a day. I got in a day after Linda McMahon. I've been at all the RTC meetings. I participated in the only televised debate that we have, and all the newspapers said that I won it hands down. In fact, I did so well that neither of my opponents would debate me again. I had a lot of support at that convention. I certainly think going into it I had more than the required number of delegates. So I've done a lot. I've been on TV. I've been on radio. I have a lot of support. I've collected donations from 20,000 people. I don't see how the Connecticut Republicans are hurt by me being on the ballot.
How many debates would you like with Linda, Peter?
Right down there, first president.
Oh, all right. Well,
no, he's not. No, I'm not. I'm suggesting why doesn't he go right down? Sure, only because it sounds so loud.
I know, but at the rate that we can't mic you.
All right.
How many debates do you think you should have with Linda for the primary?
Well, I'd debate her every day if she'd do it. I mean, my idea would be to have Lincoln Douglas style debates between the two of us. I mean, if we're grassroots candidates, if we're not typical politicians, let's do it old school. Let's go around the state, me and Linda, and let's ask and answer each other questions. No moderators, no questioners. Keep it on the issues. None of this, we don't have to talk about wrestling. We don't have to talk about, anything that's external. Let's just focus on the economy, on the country, on what needs to be done to turn this situation around. And, I wouldn't mind having those debates in every town in the state of Connecticut from now until August.
Your campaign yesterday said that people were removed from the project. Certain petition gatherers were not in compliance. How many names did they collect?
I don't know, because I said I don't know exactly how many names we've collected in total. But I would guess that the professional, petitioners who came in to help, I'm sure they probably collected at least half the signatures that we gathered. But, they did a lot. I mean, probably without their efforts, we wouldn't have been able to get the 8,300 that we need.
So could you give us a direct comment on the pending state investigation into the use of out-of-state people in violation of state election law?
Yeah, from what I know, the individual who made the allegations was a member of the Hartford Tea Party who was very much against the Hartford Tea Party endorsing me. And so he's obviously not a fan of mine. He's, in fact, a big critic of mine. And so it doesn't surprise me that he would try to derail my campaign at this stage. He certainly tried to stop the Tea Party from endorsing me. Now, they endorsed me anyway, and he resigned. But I think his allegations are unfounded. I mean, first of all, I read his complaint, and one of the things he said is that one of the people collecting petitions said that, well, stay on unemployment and work under the table for cash because that's how we're all paid in cash. Well, nobody is paid in cash. They're all paid by check. So, I mean, some of this stuff is just made up. But the interesting thing is he mentions that there was a registered Republican right next to him. And so just because the person holding on to the petition was from out of state, there was a registered Republican voter right next to him witnessing the process, and that is exactly what the rules require.
How many people were removed from the project then?
I have no idea if anybody was removed.
Well, your spokeswoman said yesterday that there were people removed from the project.
Excuse me? Huh?
Your spokeswoman yesterday said people
Well, here's
were
my
removed.
spokeswoman, so I don't know. What did you say? Why don't you tell her?
Well, why doesn't the candidate tell us?
Because I don't know. I didn't. He talked to my spokesman, not me.
It's confusing.
Here.
You're the communications person.
It's the firm, Lincoln Strategy Group, not our volunteers that were moved. That's all. Peter wouldn't know that because he's hired the firm, and the firm does what they're doing. The volunteers do what they're doing.
Okay, so you're quoted here in the Associated Press as saying certain petition gatherers were not in compliance.
Correct. It had nothing to do with the complaint that was filed on Friday. That was something the week prior.
Well, so what were they out of compliance then?
You'd have to call Lincoln Strategy Group. That was their folks, not ours.
Yeah, I mean, Lincoln Strategies was the consulting company that I hired that what they do for a living is help in petition drives. And so if they had a problem with one of their petitioners or one of their teams and they decided that they needed to let somebody go, that was a decision that they made. You know, we don't directly employ those people. We contracted them to help collect signatures, and they employ those people.
So are you running on a personal responsibility platform too?
I'm not taking responsibility for it, but when you hire somebody to do a job, they make decisions. You don't micromanage every little thing that they do.
You haven't gotten a report yet on how many people they let go?
No. Do you know how many people?
No.
I don't think it would have been a significant number of people.
Well, you're
It
saying
doesn't matter because they are.
you're saying they got half your signatures. Does that mean half your signatures are?
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. First of all,
You gotta go.
we don't even know how many people you're talking about. I mean, it could have been, you know, it could be 100 signatures. I have no idea how many. We have way more than enough signatures to qualify. So if a few of them end up being invalidated, it's not going to stop us.
We gotta go.
Oh, all right.
Sorry. You can take a last question.
Close her in. Yes, any other questions? Well, not at all. I mean, a lot of it would depend on the spirit of the primary. I mean, certainly if Linda and I have a very positive primary that focuses on the issues and that, you know, any negative comments are reserved for Dick Blumenthal, then we raise our profiles. We emerge, whoever wins is a stronger candidate because we get more publicity. We have a public debate. We talk about the role of government. We talk about you know, the differences between what we're espousing and what Dick Blumenthal believes in. And so I think a good primary is better for us. It's only going to make the ticket that much stronger, whoever ends up winning, whether it's Linda or myself. And, of course, you know, both of us are way behind. I mean, the poll that came out by Rasmussen poll, Linda and I are both down by 23 points. So we obviously have to cover a lot of ground. And I think a good primary with a lot of debate and a lot of public speaking and just a lot of, you know, get out the vote efforts, I think that's going to strengthen the party. It's going to probably bring more people into the Republican Party. And I think in the end, it's going to make whoever emerges victorious as the better candidate. I think that candidate is me. I think I have a better chance to beat Dick Blumenthal. But even if Linda ends up beating me, she might be stronger as a result of the competition.